Thanks.
So, okay. Good morning again. As all of you know, or probably there's someone new, I'm Javier Martinez from Nasuvinsa. I'm project manager, and I'm going to present you the new district heating of Txantrea. Okay, I can see my screen, all of you, but I can see the presentation. So try to do this. Okay. Okay. Can you see the screen? Okay. Yes.
Yes, we can. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Okay. So let's start. Okay. So, well, this presentation will last for about 20 minutes. I hope so, and it will try to be a journey through a quite complex project with its lights and also its shadows. More lights than shadows, I hope. Okay, so I have divided my presentation into 6 main parts, as you can see. A global presentation, the background of this project, the technical characteristics of the facility, the feasibility study, the public tender process for the concession contract, and finally, the current status of the project. Okay, first of all, let me introduce my company, Nasuvinsa. Nasuvinsa is a public company of the government of Navarre, whose main areas of activity are the promotion of new social buildings, rehabilitation and urban regeneration, industry land, sustainable territorial development actions, and innovation projects on these fields. Well, let me say that Navarre, as maybe all of you know, is an autonomous community of northern Spain, and its capital, also, of course, is Pamplona. Pamplona, all of you know, is one of the lighthouse cities of this project. So let's go with the presentation. Let's start. The presentation of this district heating network for private dwellings and also public buildings in Txantrea neighborhood in Pamplona. Okay, this facility will supply the heating and domestic hot water of more than 4,500 dwellings and 8 public buildings in this neighborhood of Pamplona. About heat production, we can say that roughly 90% of it will be carried out using forest biomass, more specifically wood chips. The remaining 10% will be generated with gas. Well, it's good to say that Navarre currently has very important biomass production, but they are little exploited. The use of forest biomass as fuel adds value to these forest resources close to the point of consumption. So the startup of this facility will promote the creation of a stable logistic and commercial chain. Well, as many of you know, biomass is practically neutral fuel in terms of CO2 emissions. So the use of forest biomass to generate heat, replacing other existing fossil fuels, will represent an 80% reduction in greenhouse gases emissions. Finally, we can say that the public-private management model of this project, as well as its dimensions, make it a pioneer pilot both in Navarre, in our region, and also at a national level in Spain. Okay, and now we talk about the origins of this project, and you will notice the importance of European projects in its implementation. The original idea of this district heating arises in 2015, thanks to a district Txantrea project. The purpose of this project was the integral energy regeneration of the Txantrea District of Pamplona through both the development and implementation of energy-saving measures for buildings and the renewal of the district heating systems powered by renewable energies. However, one of the shadows, the sharp drop in the price of oil Brent barrel produced in 2016, which went from roughly $100 to $30, caused a significant reduction in the price of energy bills for potential customers of the future installation. This meant that this district heating project developed according to the previous situation, was not financially viable in the new economic scenario. Fortunately, the Stardust project, all of you know, which started in October 2017, allowed redesigning the district heating initial planning and also reaching a viable business model according to the existing situation. It also helped the study and final choice of the appropriate contractual model, concession contract. Fortunately, the Stardust project, in addition, in 2018, the district heating project was also selected among the actions financed by the operational program of the European Regional Development Fund 2014-2020 in Navarre for its support for energy efficiency, intelligent energy management, and the use of renewable energies. In the next slide, you can see the links to the web pages of these projects, in case you want to know more about them. Okay, now it's time for see some technical characteristics of the production plant and the heat distribution network. The physical implementation of this project was foreseen in 2 phases, as you can see, so that both the building and the general facilities of this district heating allow the expansion of production equipment to future demand. First phase, you can see in green in the picture, will cover all the public buildings and the heat cooperatives closest to the facility. It could serve 8 public buildings and 2,020 dwellings. The installation will consist of 1 biomass boiler, 1 gas boiler for consumption peaks and emergency situations only, and also a hot water storage tank is 1,800 cubic meters. Also 3,000 meters length of heat distribution network. And phase 2, which is, as you can see, is phase 1 plus phase 2. Phase 2 is in purple in your screen, as you can see. This phase will cover the enlargement of the district heating to supply the whole neighborhood of Txantrea. And this phase will allow district heating to supply a total amount of 4,500 dwellings. So this time the installation will be 1 plus 1 biomass boiler, 1 plus 1 gas boiler, and of course the storage tank I told you before. Now the facility. The new plant is proposed as a longitudinal block in which the production of heat is considered in separated room according to the type of fuel, biomass and gas. Talking about the biomass installation, the storage will be on an underground silo with a feeding system to the boilers. These boilers will work with wood chips up to 50% humidity. This installation will also have gas purification by multicyclones and electrofilters, complying with the latest European and national published regulations. In more detail, distribution network, you can see on your screen, has been designed with a branch layout and size to supply phase 1 demand and allow phase 2 supply throughout the same infrastructure path. It will have a double pipe discharge and return of pre-insulated steel with leak detection. The hot water will be supplied until the exchange substations, where exchangers will provide service to the final consumption points. And additionally, the district heating plant area will be urbanized, generating a new road, as you can see on your screen, to facilitate the supply of wood chips to the installation, of course. This project has been adjusted to the determination norms and criteria of the different competent administrations, which are Government of Navarre, Pamplona City Council, and Burlada City Council. Okay, in the next slide, we're going to talk about the feasibility study of this district heating. The estimated value of the 25-year concession contract is 61 million euros. But if we talk about the capital, the amount of the capital expenditure, the CapEx, the total amount is 14.3 million euros, which is divided, of course, in the 2 phases. Phase 1, 10.7 million euros, and phase 2, 3.6 million euros. It's important to note that the concessionary company has the right to use the installation during the entire term of the contract, 25 years, reverting to Nasuvinsa once it is concluded. Nasuvinsa, as promoter, will invest 6.9 million euros in civil work, networks, and urbanization in phase 1. 50% of this amount will be subsidized by the operational program I told you before. The remaining amount will be recovered through an annual fee to be paid by the concessionaire during the 25 years of operation. About the private investment, the concessionary company will invest 3.7 million in the facilities in phase 1, and it will fully undertake the investment of phase 2. It will recover its investment through the price paid by potential users for the use of the service provided. About the price policy, we can say that the concessionaire's energy sales rate must be, of course, competitive with the rest of existing rates, all of them indexed to Brent barrel nowadays. And also, it will base its offer to attract customers on its biomass generation costs, which cannot be higher than the current market price, which is, as I told you, 100% gas-based. Okay, now we go through the public tender process for the concession contract of this district heating. The contract object, the winner of this public tender process will be or is now responsible for the following actions: drafting of the definitive technical projects of the concession based on the preliminary project of construction and operation of the future plant, execution of all the works, buildings, facilities, urbanization and distribution networks, exploitation, operation and maintenance of infrastructures, marketing of services, with energy of course, and relationships with future users, and also to constitute a concession company whose purpose is exclusively the concession of the district heating, and it must be registered in Navarre. Okay, about the award, the process. The award of this process was made in favor of the offer with the best price-quality ratio, which means that the highest score is obtained according to the punctuation established in the award criteria. Okay, so you can see on your screen the award criteria that were divided into qualitative criteria and quantitative criteria. Qualitative criteria, which was 44 of 100 points, was divided into 4 main points, which are technical documentation related to the analysis of the construction project and the execution of the work, technical documentation relating to the exploitation analysis of the works, documentation related to the commercialization of the service, and a social criteria, which was specific needs of service users. About the quantitative criteria or criteria available by formulas, which was 56 of 100 points, it was divided in 6 main points. Maximum rate per energy sale, where the bidders may improve the rate considered as the tender amount. Annual fee, where the bidders may improve the fee considered as the tender amount. Total investment that Nasuvinsa will pay to the concessionaire, where the bidders may improve the investment considered as the tender amount. Again, promotion of forest exploitation by proximity. It's a kind of carbon footprint criteria, where the score is awarded based on the percentage of proximity products offered. Proximity products shall be understood to be one whose forest harvesting site was 150 kilometers maximum from Txantrea, the district heating of Txantrea. Also, promotion of the use of certified wood in sustainable forest management, and finally, a commitment to exercise as an energy service company, as an ESCO. Okay, and finally, we are going to see the current status of the project. So, the winner of this public tender process, I told you, was ENGIE Servicios Energéticos, and the concession contract was signed between Nasuvinsa and the latter company in July 2019. ENGIE also established the new company, District Calor Renovable de Pamplona, of course, domiciliated in Pamplona. Once the contract was signed, the concessionaire began drew up the definitive technical projects of concessions. These are basic and civil work project of District Heating Txantrea, executive project of the network of District Heating Txantrea in Psychogeriatric Center area, and executive project of the network of District Heating Txantrea in the municipal terms of Pamplona and Burlada. These documents were delivered in October 2019 to the city councils of Pamplona and Burlada in order to obtain the appropriate construction, installation, and trench opening licenses for this district heating. The national state of energy declared in Spain due to COVID-19 in March 2020 delayed obtaining these licenses until September 2020, which has meant significant delays in the execution deadlines of the work. COVID-19, this will be our friend in the next steps. Pandemic has also caused a sharp and unexpected decline in the price of Brent barrel, as all of you know. And the point is that this price will not probably recover its pre-pandemic value in the coming years, which means a significant reduction in the internal rate of return of the project, of the concession's feasibility study without having started the works yet. Well, on the other hand, since the signing of the contract, ENGIE, District Calor Renovable Pamplona, has also been developing important commercial work with both private clients, heat cooperatives, and public buildings, Government of Navarra and Pamplona City Housing buildings, with support, of course, from Nasuvinsa. Specifically, Nasuvinsa has developed a valid formula for the purchase of this green heat by public buildings of the Government of Navarra. But again, our friend, COVID-19 pandemic has interrupted advanced negotiation for the contracting of his services with private clients. It's been practically impossible to hold face-to-face meetings and even less neighborhood assemblies. About public buildings, Pamplona City Council has closed a supply contract for its 2 buildings near the facility. And Government of Navarre is tendering the supply of this green heat for its public buildings in the District Heating Txantrea area. So as you can see, COVID-19 pandemic has modified the condition of economic financial balance existing at the time of awarding the concession contract. These last months, Nasuvinsa and ENGIE are working on an economic rebalancing of the feasibility study and also on a new schedule of the construction and operation phases of the facility. Next milestones. Well, it is expected that there will be a new concession contract amendment signed in the first quarter of next year, 2021, when all the works will start. Then the start of the operation phase of this installation, phase 1, will begin in the first quarter of 2022. And finally, well, let me share with you an image of the District Heating Txantrea installation, which I hope you like, and really we all want to see it become a reality soon. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will be glad to answer your questions.
Thank you very much, Javier. It was a very interesting presentation. It's also nice to see how the project went from the beginning to the end and how the different challenges had to be faced.
Yeah. It's a long journey.
Yeah, a lot of unexpected things coming up. So do you think that COVID has been so far the biggest challenge that you had to face in this project, or was it something else like finding funding or the technical design or the business model, which is also very interesting?
Yeah, the problem is that COVID was unexpected. This is the main point, because looking for financing, looking for licenses, looking for a tender, all of that was foreseen, but well, I think it's the same for all of you. COVID-19 pandemic, it was unexpected.
Yes,
yeah, I have a question. May I please go back to the co-financing projects to the slide in
Yeah.
order to make a screenshot.
I think it was number 4. Yeah, this one?
No, it was with the links to the projects.
With the link. Okay, sorry.
I also have the presentation from Javier, so I will be sending it to everybody, just in case.
I think you mean this slide?
The second one.
The second one, with the links. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, you are.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you very much, Javier, for this presentation and for being here with us today.
Thank you.
I think that now we can have a short break, let's say until 10:25. Then I will give the floor to Hilary.
Sorry, Martin?
Yeah.
Maybe a short question.
Yes.
Because I had a break of communication and I didn't watch from the very beginning. I'm sorry, Xavier, for that, but I didn't understand. Did you have already a district heating network in place? The grid was already existing?
Yes, I can't see you, so I don't know who are you.
Sorry, I'm Ganis. I'm from the cluster in Greece, helping Kozani, with the Stardust project.
Yes. Okay, so your question is if there is a district heating
network already in place.
Okay. There are some old and small networks, private networks, and with this new and big district heating, this network, we are going to feed these small and inefficient private networks. So we are not going to door-to-door. We're going to smaller installations in order to avoid them to use, now they are using gas. And also we will put there heat exchangers, so they won't have to do the maintenance of their installations. The price they will pay for heat. That's all. They don't have to pay more quantity or kind of money for the maintenance of or reparation of its installations. I don't know if I...
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I see some interest in your model for our own district heating. The district heating in Kozani is existing. It depends now on the heat provided by the lignite power plant. This will continue to operate for some years, but already there are plans to decommission all of these lignite power plants. So there are discussions for their future provision of heat. Normally, it's the district heating company that does all this, but the model of maybe subcontracting a private company for the provision of heat might be of interest. I don't know. This will take some more discussions internally. I guess.
I recommend you. It's important to, if you want to know more, because this is probably it's a long presentation, but of course there's not enough for your questions. You can read the deliverable 2.4. It's report on implemented actions, district heating, and you will see more in detail what I have tried to show you in this presentation. So I think it could be a first step. You can read this document. I think it's public. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, of course. And you can ask as many questions as you want. You can send me to my email or whatever you want.
Sure. Okay. Because the municipality is already developing an energy community. So maybe there is some link there, but we will have to go deeper into it. But I took a note of your deliverable 2.4, you said, yes?
Yes, okay. It's deliverable 2.4, report on implemented actions, district heating.
Okay, perfect. Of course, we cannot solve everything today, and I don't want to break
Not even
the
for
break.
me.
So, okay, thank you very much, Javier.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Javier and Yanis. Perfect. So I guess we can